In order to get out of the snobby clique that is destroying her good girl reputation, an intelligent teen teams up with a dark sociopath in a plot to kill the cool kids. Say hello to my little film, Heathers.
Do you want to play rough? Okay. No. Say hello to my little
Film.
All right.
Hi.
Episode 2.
Hi, welcome to our podcast. Say hello to my little film.
Hello, everybody.
I'm Ariel.
I'm Ryan.
This is the podcast where we discuss movies that we haven't seen that are culturally relevant.
That's right.
Welcome.
Beautifully summed up.
Well, thanks.
You're very welcome. By the way, I gotta say, I listened back to our first episode and was so pissed off that I didn't, when we were talking about the tiger being chained up.
Oh, yeah. Oh, on the leash. Yeah.
I was so pissed that we didn't make it Tony the Tiger.
Tony from Scarface.
Tony Montana.
How did we not think of that?
Yeah, it pissed me off.
We were listening back because it was our first podcast that we made, so we were like cooking and listening to it, and when that part came up, Ryan got so upset his face fell, and he didn't understand how we didn't think of it at the time. So, a little callback.
Yep.
You weirdo. What's wrong?
I don't know.
Okay.
All right.
That's what happened.
Yeah, my face fell.
It was on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
I had to clean it up.
And then I asked my good friend Bill Burr how the podcast went, and he said,
he's been doing...
It's brutal.
He's been doing impressions for like this whole weekend.
He said, it's brutal.
That one, and then he has a Jack Black one.
What do you mean? That's not me. That's Bill Burr.
Oh, we have Bill Burr in the building?
Yeah.
In the podcast building?
And all he can say is one thing.
It's the most annoying thing he could say.
It's brutal.
Hey. It's only going south from here.
Hey, Jack Black. What is that noise?
I don't know. I hear something weird.
Yeah, is that a ghost screaming?
It's not the baby.
Oh my
God. It's not the cat.
I think it was Toki's nostrils.
No way.
Honestly, I think that's
Why
what it was.
Why did they sound like someone screaming?
Toki is our dog. That's our dog's name.
Our baby is sleeping, but I have the monitor on and he's not awake. I don't understand. Oh my
It's Toki's nostrils. It sounds like a howling ghost.
Banshee. It's a banshee. But it's super quiet. I mean, we're saying howling, but it's very...
It just sounds like it's far away outside.
You can't hear any of this.
Yeah, I don't hear it. I don't think the headphones are picking it up.
If they do, please let us know, because that is terrifying, and we should probably make sure he can breathe correctly.
No, he's fine. I'm looking at him right now.
Bizarre.
He's just a fat dog.
So,
anyway,
we watched Heathers today.
Yeah, sorry. Let's talk about Heathers.
Let's talk about something that they know what the fuck it is.
Okay. Good idea.
We watched Heathers.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a movie that I saw like when I was in high school, but Ryan's never seen it.
Yeah, I have never seen this one. And, boy.
Off the top, how do you feel? We just watched it. How do you feel? What's your reaction? Without going into detail.
Left me feeling better than the beginning.
Not a fan in the beginning.
Well,
first, let's do your preconceived notions of the movie.
Okay. So what I have written down is I knew it was about high school. Mm-hmm. I thought somebody might die.
Okay.
And I thought it was set in the 80s.
Well, very good.
The vibe that I got from it generally was that it was like a darker Breakfast Club.
But you've never seen The Breakfast Club.
Never saw that.
So how would you...
And I think it was based off of the kind of people who say they like the movie Heathers. It's like you have, I would call them your normies, like The Breakfast Club, but like the cooler people like Heathers.
No, but you have to see Heathers though.
Yeah,
it's like a teen movie, but dark.
Right. Yeah.
I was definitely one of those girls in high school.
Yeah.
I was like, I like it, and also I wear striped socks with my skirt.
Mm-hmm. That That's all I really knew about it.
Yeah, well, that was pretty on the money. I
Yeah.
mean, they basically hit everything. Like, to me, it's a lot different watching this as an adult than it was watching it as a teen. It's definitely something to watch as a teenager, I think.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know for sure. I mean, I wrote a lot of notes down here.
It's definitely. I never liked any of these movies. This is why I haven't watched this one. I
you
never
didn't go
watched.
through, like, the
I don't
whole-
like the high school movie
We
genre.
have so many of those on our list of movies to watch.
Yeah, I know. I've never been a fan.
Well,
That's
there's
why I
a
never
lot that
watched
I
them.
haven't seen also. A lot of people say that, like, Heathers is the precursor to Mean Girls.
Yeah.
Except Mean Girls is funny.
So is this.
Heathers is funny, but is a totally different kind of humor.
Yeah, and for a while there, I was like, "Is this?" I didn't know what it was.
I know. I have a note in here that's like, is this a horror film?
Yeah, what is it?
Or what? And, like, what's the message?
Right. Okay, so
So let's start at the top, I guess.
all right.
First
go
of
ahead.
all, I think that I wrote at the top of my notes that this movie is a Fall Out Boy song.
What?
I feel like the whole movie is sarcastic.
Yeah. Okay, I had a very serious tone problem. Mm-hmm. Okay, I have in the beginning I wrote, "I think I'm watching someone's dream."
Yes. Yeah, I said later, at some point I said that this whole movie has a weird glaze over it.
Yeah, it's like foggy.
And it's like, because the way that people say anything, like any kind of dialogue, is so not how people would say it. But it's
Right.
not like they're trying to either. It's, I don't know, it's like done on purpose. Because these are good actors that are in this movie.
The lines that they have are
It's all about the one-liners. 100%.
so weird. I don't like the way they talk. I don't like the way they say things like, "That's so very."
Oh my god, no.
It's like Valley Girlish.
No, I like that so much. I like, what's your damage, Heather?
By the way, what?
Come to the calf, it'll
So
be very.
is Heather's a club of girls who were coincidentally named Heather that banded together?
I think so, because they all, the first three have different last names. And like in the credits it said Heather whatever, Heather whatever, Heather whatever. They all had different last names. But then, like, when the one Heather called in the radio station and she was like, "My name's Heather." Wait, no, it's not. I was like, okay, maybe they just start calling themselves that, and maybe Veronica's new.
She didn't want them to figure out it was her.
Too late. She already said my name's Heather. Wait, no, it's not.
Yeah, that was her trying to cover her up.
Oh, she's not very smart, so I guess it could be.
That's
but
what I
my
got from
other
that.
thought was, like, maybe that's what you call yourself after you're inducted, because it seemed like Winona Ryder was like new.
Yeah, and was like going to become a Heather.
Right, because
I hate
in
the title
beginning,
of the movie, and I hate the Heather concept. I
well,
was
it's going to
confused
make
by
it difficult to discuss the characters because they're all named the same thing.
Yeah,
But in the beginning, when they're playing croquet,
yeah, yeah. mhm.
Winona Ryder is just
Buried.
a head sticking out of
Buried.
the ground.
By the way, she's buried, and there's not a single bit of dirt
And there's,
around her.
oh, it's clearly
it's a
like
fresh.
plastic,
It's sod was laid around
mean-
her body.
if even. I feel like it was like that plastic fake grass they have at like the fake lawn scenes at Lowe's.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm assuming it was real grass for in the movie.
There's no
universe.
dirt anywhere, and it's, you can see the squares.
Why? Why? Okay, why is she
So
hanging out
much
with him?
effort.
It seems like I missed the first chapter of the movie.
It starts in the middle of a chapter.
Yeah.
And like, what? Like, they
Why is she
went
hanging out
through-
with him?
They
Why
went
are they
through-
bullying her? Why is she buried?
I think that's hazing.
Hazing to become a Heather?
Right.
She doesn't want to become a Heather. She doesn't
She
like
kind of
Heathers.
does. Like, she alludes to the idea of like she did this because she wants to be popular.
I guess.
She like dumped her old friends and stuff, and she regrets
She
it
dumped her old
because
friends?
these people are
How did she
stupid.
dump her old friends? I heard her like mention something about that.
It's
it
like
that-
she
the
just
fat
stopped
girl?
hanging out with them. No, it was the
But
girl
see,
with the glasses.
That didn't exist. We never saw that happen.
Because it's not really about that, I think. So they were like, let's just not. I don't know. I don't know why I'm like sticking up
It's-
for the movie.
It seems like it starts after the beginning of a movie.
You're right, and I think that it's a
missed
really
something.
strange thing. Like, I know they're probably just being trying to be funny and trying to be like over the top with her being buried. There's no way. Like, that would be so much effort
Oh my god, she's like,
just for like very little payoff.
yeah.
I mean, it's funny to
She's a
look at.
normal average. How old is Winona Ryder in this movie?
The actress?
Yes.
I don't know. Let me look it up.
She's adorable.
Yeah. See, and this is like Beetlejuice days. Like, she
By
looks.
the way, the preacher who's in the
Is in Beetlejuice.
is in Beetlejuice. Yeah. I was like,
Interesting.
yeah.
I knew I recognized him, and I was like, where do I know him from?
He's the guy who gets his like face
Yeah.
grabbed by his salad.
Yes.
Yeah, Beetlejuice is a good one.
Deo. I wish that you hadn't seen that
I
so
know,
that we could.
we keep running into those movies too.
Okay, Winona Ryder, age in Heathers. Why isn't this
Take a guess.
I'm gonna guess that she was 19.
Okay, good. So it's okay. You think it's okay for me to say she's sexy as fuck?
Oh my God, she's a
on
16.
record.
She's 16, rising star of Beetlejuice is what this says.
Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice was before Heathers.
Yeah.
Oh God. We might have to edit this out.
And she was begged by her agent not to take the part of Veronica, claiming that she'd find it hard to get roles in Hollywood afterwards.
Why?
I don't know, but then she said, I would have made Heathers for free, is what she said. Huh. So there is
cool.
like this weird culture around this movie, like a cult following kind of.
I definitely knew that.
But it's not as big as like other cult followings that you
Which
know of.
I think is why it's cooler. I think the
Okay.
normies have like
Normies.
You know what I mean? I don't want to like. I'm not. It just seems like I hear people rave about the Breakfast Club more than Heathers.
What kind of people?
Every kind of person, which is what I'm saying. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? It seems like it's. You have to love the Breakfast Club.
It's,
You know, but Heathers seems like people are like, no, the cool one is Heathers.
It kind of reminds me of Jennifer's Body. I mean, it's a totally different concept, but like the same kind of vibe, or like maybe that's what like
It's a high school
that's what
movie
she was
about
trying
girls.
to go for when she made that movie. Maybe
Okay.
the Heathers vibe, because it's like
I don't really remember anything about that movie.
that's
so.
the movie where Megan Fox is dead,
Yeah.
and she's like a demon and she has to eat people.
Ugh.
I think so. It's got like the high school like rah rah cheerleading vibe, but then also like it's dark.
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I
Boo.
said at some point that this whole when he's in the boiler room at the bottom and there's the pep rallies going on, I'm like, is this Smells Like Teen Spirit?
All right, we're jumping around all over the place.
Oh, is that the end?
Yeah, that's the very end. So let's try to nail down this plot a little bit. First
All right.
of all,
Well, the croquet thing. I
What?
said, is this just a rich flex? Why are they playing this?
yeah, I don't the croquet theme throughout the movie I hate.
Who the fuck plays that game?
I don't know. And also her house I keep thinking is a restaurant.
Really?
The front of her house looks like a restaurant to me.
It's very big.
And they sit on this like
Weird patio.
thing, and the parents the parents I hate. Why? Okay, this is a part of the universe where the parents of this in this universe have running gags with their kids,
This doesn't exist. And
they're
I also
all the
put
dumbest gags.
I also said once it got to Christian Slater's dad.
Fuck Christian Slater's
Fuck
character from the
that.
beginning. Is he supposed to be charming
I don't know. I got serious school shooter vibe, and then
from the get-go?
he just did pull out
Dude,
his gun and shoot blanks.
My face actually fell on the floor when he pulled out a revolver and shot those two jocks.
Did you think that it was like
Real?
a really weird turn?
Yes, and it's even weirder, honestly, in retrospect, because he has no problem killing people.
It is weird. He clearly is a sociopath, but like when it first shows him and he's just watching them go
Okay.
around the lunchroom.
Oh my God! I'm like, who? I didn't know it was Christian Slater.
Yep.
I knew he was like a famous guy. I had seen him
Yeah,
before.
because he's in the Office
yeah,
video.
yeah. But anyway,
That's not what he's famous for.
Yeah, yeah. But I'm like, why does it keep cutting to this fucking douche?
Oh, and
just
he's, like,
staring and
weird-
making such annoying faces. I hated him.
Those eyebrows.
God, he's just working those
so
fucking eyebrows.
manicured.
Yeah.
They're like better than Daenerys's.
And then we see him, and the first line we get is "Greetings and salutations."
Oh, it's gaggy.
And I'm like, okay, that's not the whole like quirky. I'm a intellectual
Oh my
high
God,
school kid
yes.
who wears band T-shirts. Vibe doesn't work when you talk like greetings.
Greetings and salutations.
I was like, oh my God, fuck this guy. Is he the love interest of this movie?
He was so he was egregiously over the top, his character.
Yeah.
But I almost am like, that's on purpose. Maybe they wanted that for all the characters, because they kind of are all like that. They're just not all annoying, but they kind of almost
They
are.
all are.
Winona's diary. Like, okay, I have a few issues with it because she
scribbles
screams
words that are half the size of the page.
Yes, she
so
wastes
fast.
so much paper. Nobody writes like that. Nobody gets a diary without lines.
I have in here, I'm watching her write too often.
And
But
she
I understand
screams,
why now.
Dear Diary. I wanted to take a second, and we should do this maybe in order, but I just, as soon as I heard her say Dear Diary, I remembered from when I saw the movie before, the line where she says, Dear Diary, my teen angst bullshit has a body count.
I've heard that before.
Yeah, well, Dear Diary, my teen angst has a body count is from First to Last album.
Ah.
And I didn't know that when I first started listening to From First to Last until I saw this movie, and then I was like, oh my god,
Gotcha.
it's all coming together. Anyway, that reminded me of that. Every time she said Dear Diary,
There's a lot of one-liners like that in this
that's
movie. It's good for
that's
that.
what I thought about, like a Fall Out Boy song.
Now I'm trying to put myself in, what is it, 89, I think, this
88.
movie. 88. In 1988, I could see these lines not being so cliche.
Fuck
and this
me
whole
slowly
general
with
vibe,
a chainsaw.
Yeah, this whole general vibe being way fucking cooler. It's a little played out for me now, so it's hard to,
Oh, yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, you've
But
seen too much.
yeah, it's like, you know, the whole like, it's high school, but it's with a spin on it. You know what I mean?
I just wonder what was their audience, like target?
Right. That's what makes me think it's a cooler movie, though, because there probably wasn't this. I still haven't seen a movie necessarily exactly like this because I don't know how to pinpoint it.
Yeah, I don't know what the genre is.
It's not exactly ass, so it's not just like all over the place. It's not exactly great. It's not exactly
There's a lot of
funny.
bad. Yeah.
It's not exactly serious.
It is
I
pretty
don't know.
funny, and I think that you're supposed to take it with like everything is. It's a joke of itself. It's making fun of every single thing it's doing.
Yeah.
That's the vibe I got anyway. I didn't get that vibe the first time I watched it. The first time when I was a teenager, I was like, "This is so cool, it's dark."
See, that's another thing that I found myself rolling my eyes so hard that one
It's
of them
gratuitous.
almost popped out. I've never met this person, so I can't be too annoyed by it. But if there is someone who like would be like, no, I like Christian Slater's character in the movie. You know what I mean? He's like, no, I want to burn the world.
Yeah.
Pretend I blew up all the skulls.
Nobody loves me.
So, God.
So you've just been bought by Saber Paper.
If I was in this movie, I would have called him a fag.
Yeah. Oh, and speaking of that,
That's what I'm
my
saying.
God,
They
they
say fag
say it
all
so
the time.
much. There is a lot of homosexual hate in this movie.
Yeah. They make that kid say, I suck big dicks.
Yeah. Which I guess is normal high school stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
It's still happening.
yeah.
I'm sure.
Okay. Well, I haven't been in high school for like.
It does make me, I love this movie. I go back and forth a lot because I like this movie because it is making fun of this whole like depressed teenager thing in a way.
Because they don't really have any problems.
Because like, especially we need a movie kind of, you couldn't make this movie now.
I wondered that. I put in here like, would this hold up? And I forget when I said that. It was
'Cause it would
after,
you would have
right
the-
after something happened. Oh, it's the whole like. I guess I'll wait until we get to that part
Okay.
because it progresses into something that it doesn't start off as being.
I'm just saying I like a society where you can make a movie about this concept instead of a society where we all love that stupid Logic song. I don't want to be alive.
It's the same vibe. Isn't it?
So much more. This is mocking
This is
it.
funny, I guess.
This is mocking that kind of thing.
He would be cooler if he was saying that sarcastically.
It's so like what this proves is that teenagers in the 80s were also depressed and angsty and
It's
stupid
all bad,
and
you
dramatic.
guys.
So that whole being that way is as stereotypical as you possibly could be.
It's so sickening too. Like I found my journal
God.
from high school.
Yeah.
Oof, like double.
I would do anything to never. I'm so glad time works in one direction. I'm
flat
so
circle.
so happy about that.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's go back through them.
Okay. So we're in the cafeteria and he's like watching them and they're doing their stupid lunchtime poll, which it's not clear why they're doing that until later when you see her go into the yearbook where they're doing the yearbook thing. And she's like, hey, just checking on the lunchtime poll for today. And I'm like, oh, they do it for like their yearbook. It's so weird to me in the beginning when they're doing it because it's not explained. And they just go around asking people. And I'm like, is this just their social life?
For some reason, I didn't think I was following the movie.
Right, because it's weird.
It's so weird. It's so weirdly paced, and it's
very weird. And then the music is very like
sucks.
It kind of, but it also kind of makes you think you're tripping.
It felt very trippy.
Yeah.
I thought I was, like I said, it felt like a dream to me.
So I wrote, is Christian Slater the school shooter? And then he literally right after that shot those two kids, the two football guys. So they see him, these two football guys, and they're like, what a fag. And they're like, let's go mess with him and scare him.
Yeah,
they're like, first they're like, let's fight him, and they're like, no, man, we're seniors now.
And these jocks are hilarious.
They really are.
They're hilarious. He says, I'd like her to sit on my Johnson and spin like a fucking pinwheel.
It's disgusting. Also, they're like 30.
A girl called, they're definitely 30.
They're so old looking.
A girl called another girl, a pillowcase.
Yeah, Heather called Heather, stop being such a pillowcase. And I was like, that's so good. But what does it mean?
I don't, it's
Soft?
insulting and I don't know why.
Yeah, like, is it is there like a slutty thing?
I don't know.
I don't know. It's pretty funny.
So
though.
the two bully jocks walk over, they stick their finger in a pie and say, are they letting fags in the school or something? And then he says,
they're letting assholes in.
They're certainly letting assholes in the door.
Ryan is pushing up his glasses as he says that.
And then he the camera just shows you him standing up and pulling a revolver out of his
very real
pants and
looking.
Pop. And so of course I thought that was real.
And then the next scene they're like, he's not gonna get
he's
expelled.
not gonna get in trouble. It was only blanks.
Yeah. First of all, like when I was in high school, I had to do this project that was like a biography of someone, and I chose to do Kurt Cobain because I was super angsty.
Exactly.
And
fucking cringe.
I wanted to I did a skit kind of for this project, and I wanted to bring in a water gun to be really dramatic since he killed himself, but I wasn't allowed to.
Exactly.
So there's no way that you would get arrested.
A gun carrying blanks is the actual gun.
That's a gun.
Yeah.
You can't have a gun in school. Very out of touch, whoever wrote that. Unless they're
Absolutely
just being
stupid.
like crazy and they're like, well, who cares?
Yeah, so it was just a prank, bro.
No big deal. It's just blanks.
Anyway, so after the fake shooting, then I have fuck me gently with a chainsaw.
Yeah, because I say that sometimes. So now you know where I get it.
Does he say when he gets asked the question, his answer when he's getting asked the poll question, does he say he would get a bottle of tequila, go to the beach and with some Bach and a sax?
Yeah, except for he was gonna go to I think take a boat out into the lake.
Okay.
With his sax
and
some Bach.
Bach?
Like Sebastian Bach.
Greetings and sound.
That's what I'm saying. Fuck this guy from out the door.
She's impressed.
Fuck this guy.
She
loves it. Oh, what a weird.
He's so different. He doesn't play football.
Jesus Christ.
I do love her relationship with her parents. It's cute. He's like, somebody tell me why I read these mystery novels.
Because you're an idiot. I was like, that's fine.
That's right.
I thought that was fine. But then I thought it was weird that it was a theme. Because
they had
Christian Slater's dad and him have the running joke where he calls his dad son and his dad calls him dad.
I got such...
Did I say that right? His dad calls him dad.
Yeah. I got such murder vibes from that guy.
Yeah, I was uncomfortable the whole time he was on screen. Yeah,
but I
also hated that game they were playing.
Yeah,
so
that was cringe as hell.
I hate Christian Slater's character in this movie.
He's despicable, and I don't know if we're supposed to hate him.
Not just because he's a murderer. I hate it. That's the part I like the most about him.
That's the most interesting.
Yeah,
but I don't
the most
know.
likable.
I wonder if we're intended to hate him or if we're supposed to think he's charming.
I think we're supposed to think he's charming.
Ugh, did not work.
At least that's how the movie handles it. In the beginning.
I mean, and he's such a weird choice for her to be dating, and her friends never question it. So I think you might be right. We're supposed to be like, oh, he's, different.
Yeah.
What a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, and he's, cute. until he fucking opens his mouth. He's doing like a bad Jack
He
Nicholson
looks
impression.
like a Cheshire cat.
Yeah.
One of the Cheshire cats that exist around. But there was a parallel scene, I guess. I don't know, a mirrored scene with her parents where it was like the exact same situation. She even was like,
it was cigarettes this time.
yeah,
Yeah.
but she even was like, well, this is yummy pate, but if I'm gonna make this funeral,
Pad thai. Do they mean to say pad thai?
no, it's pate, which is
What
like
is
a
that?
Spanish dish, I believe.
Pate?
Pate, it's like Pate.
Oh.
Pate. I don't know for sure if it's a Spanish dish, but I know that it is a thing.
Okay.
I've never had
I was
it.
getting annoyed by that.
This pad thai is so good. We eat pad thai all the time.
Yeah.
She was at the party. So let's talk about the party next. The party scene where she goes with Heather 1.
Mm-hmm.
And first of all, is this in a dorm? Where are they? It's terrible in there. Who would want
Yeah.
to go to that?
They were acting like it was some kind of high class.
Remington party.
Right.
Ugh. They walk in and it's like immediately I get vibes. If I was there, I'd be like, no, this is terrible. I'm leaving. It's dark. It definitely smells, but I'm not sure of that one. But it looks like it does.
It was so rapey. If I was in a homosexual relationship with another man, I would quit men and then start dating women because of how unattractive men seem in this movie.
Yeah, well, I never experienced them in that way.
They're fucking horrible in this movie.
Yeah.
Every single one of them is a piece of shit.
Say, maybe it's female writers.
I would think so. It's definitely a girl's world in this movie.
Yeah, well, I agree. Except I think that Christian Slater, well, I don't know. If I was trying to write a character, it'd be hard to write a guy character from my perspective. And especially to try and make one be like the cool pseudo-intellectual.
Oh, yeah.
It would be
I don't
just
know how you
cringy,
would
I
do
think,
it.
probably.
Yeah.
But she has like I feel like the entire scene that she's at this party is like a build up to like a mental break.
Yeah.
There's like this kind of ominous music that's playing slowly and it gets kind
Well,
of more.
because it seems like she's on the verge of being raped any second.
Yeah, but it never goes there.
It doesn't. Not really.
Not
There's a lot
really.
of pouncing. I think in the 80s, there's a lot of guys just pouncing on girls, kissing them, and then
And
girls
girls
just being like,
get off of
saying
them.
it off, and then just like
Running
carrying
away.
on with their lives.
Yeah. It's not as traumatizing, maybe. I don't know. But it builds up to a mental break, and she, at some point, she catches a mug on fire, and she throws it out the window, and it lands in a trash can. But she didn't know that there was a trash can there. She just threw a flaming mug out the window. What did she think was going to happen? What a weird thing. Why is it on fire?
What
I
does
don't
it
know.
matter?
It could be symbolism.
Oh, boy.
I don't know.
Okay.
But before, I have a note here. She wears a monocle.
I have the same note.
When she writes in her diary, she wears a monocle.
So her family, she doesn't come from a blue collar family.
No. Lots
by
of
any
money
means.
there.
So maybe she's forced. Is she forced to associate with the rich Heathers because
Maybe it's a class thing.
Class thing?
And like
Okay.
the whole school seems kind of similar to that because they're all talking about like their applications to these Ivy League schools.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it doesn't seem like a private school, but it's definitely a higher end school.
Okay, well then we get to Heather 1 and her have a little spat outside because she's like, fuck this party or whatever. And
Well, she throws up on her too.
and she pukes. That's right, she's upset. She pukes, even though she begged to leave like 100 times. Anyway,
It's not cool, Ryan.
fuck Heather 1. Fuck Heather 1. And so they decide to go, and Christian Slater and her
First of all,
go visit her after a hangover.
he just shows up at her window.
Yeah, I almost thought she was imagining him. I thought there was going to be a
There's
twist.
A lot of parts in this movie where it could very well have been a dream, and some parts are a dream. Like
Yeah,
at the
there's
end
one
and stuff.
part. That was
So,
a dream.
and I almost thought like the beginning was where she was buried.
That's what I kept going back and forth. I was like, is this grounded in reality or is this some sort of hyper reality, like Airplane,
I don't think that it's
where
super
like people's
grounded.
bones will all of a sudden become rubber for a gag and then snap back?
Right.
Like, is it?
It's not the real world.
Right.
It's
Is it a
parallel
hyper
universe.
reality where?
Well, I think honestly, it's just she is. Well, it's said that she skipped a couple grades, so she's pretty smart. She's like a pretty intelligent person.
She had the option.
Yeah, I
But
guess.
she didn't do
so
it.
she's fucking bored because she's very smart and she should be in a higher grade level. And God, that cat. My cat's trying to get in the room, but we have the door shut.
We're going to take a little break and deal with the cat.
Okay.
We need a break for a second. All right, so we will take a break for a second, and we will be right back. Film. And we're back.
Hey. So I was talking about, what we were talking about, is this movie grounded in reality?
Yeah.
What I was going to say is I feel like, so since she's so smart, I feel like maybe she has a mental disorder. Okay. Like a, some kind of mental illness. And she is dissociating.
You know what Bill Burr says about having a mental disorder?
What?
You know what Bill Burr says about that?
Oh my God.
He says, "Oh, it's brutal." Sorry.
I feel like she's dissociating from the real reality, and she has her own version of it, and it's super like intense. Does that make sense?
Sure.
I don't know. That's the vibe I got sometimes. That maybe it's worth exploring.
Could be.
Could be.
All right, so then.
So he shows up at her window.
So we're at the first murder scene.
Murder. Well, like, I'm confused a little bit at this, and maybe it's just because it's supposed to be at her from her perspective. But like, they joke about giving her Drano. Mm-hmm. And they're like, no, we're gonna do milk and orange juice.
Yeah.
To make her puke because she's hungover.
Right.
Heather won. So she accidentally grabs the Drano instead, and once he realizes, he tries to stop her. Kind of, but then he's like, "No, I'm just gonna see how this plays out."
Yeah.
Well, but then once we get upstairs, and she drinks it, and she dies. Mm-hmm. He's surprised.
Is he?
He's like, "I can't believe the bitch actually drank it," and he's like feeling feelings just like Winona is. Like he seems stressed about it. He's like, "Okay, this is a crime."
Well, maybe he's improvising.
But he asked her to drink it, and he like dared her to, and that's why she did.
See, that's why I was like, this fucking sucks.
It's not intelligent.
No, I was like, this is stupid. This whole thing's stupid. First of all, you would smell the Drano before you fucking threw it back. Mm-hmm. Then once it hit your mouth, you wouldn't fucking be able to swallow it. You'd have to deliberately be trying
to kill yourself.
And you wouldn't die so fucking instantly that you...
Absolutely not.
And
I mean, I don't know for sure, because if it has lye in it, which I think Drano does.
Okay.
Based on The Woman in Black, starring Daniel Radcliffe, all those kids that were dead that he saw, like a pair of them died by eating lye, and I think it was pretty quick. It's super fucking toxic.
Okay.
So based on that scientific knowledge,
based off of that movie,
I'm just saying maybe it's pretty instant, but it's definitely. I have this one anecdote that I always say, which is that I one time accidentally, I was doing my nails at the same time that I was having orange juice, and I was talking to my mom, so I accidentally grabbed the nail polish remover instead of my orange juice as I was talking to her, because I was just being absent-minded, and I took a big old swig of it.
Did you swallow it?
No.
Okay.
As soon as it hit my tongue, my eyes like widened, and
of course.
She freaked out, and I just spit it out. So like, there's no way that she would accidentally drink it.
Yeah, but I do love that her last words are corn nuts.
What is that?
I don't know.
Because she has Winona get corn nuts at the convenience store on their way to the party.
The BQ kind.
What is that, barbecue?
I don't know. Barbecue is BBQ. So when they say BQ, it pisses me off.
It's just BQ.
Barq.
It's bark root beer.
I was pissed. I keep getting pissed at this movie, and then I end up liking it. I don't know. It's a wild
roller
ride.
Coaster. So, yeah, like he clearly is a sociopath. Also, he decides, okay, well, we'll just make it a suicide. They just met, and they already have implicit trust in one another.
She's so into him, and I don't know why.
They trust each other.
He is a fucking nerd.
Well, she is too, I guess.
No, she's awesome.
And so her thing is that she can write anyone's handwriting?
Yeah, that's her superpower.
Yeah.
That's why they made it so. If she can copy anybody's handwriting, why doesn't she write in her own diary with better calligraphy?
Her own handwriting is terrible.
Is horrible.
It's like 3 lines to a page.
Yeah.
It's so abhorrent.
Yeah. She's doing it so fast,
because she's
too.
so smart. So once it comes out that this was a suicide, this chick gets martyred, which is annoying to Veronica, who's Winona, and JD, who's Christian Slater.
But see, that I think that point of the movie I like.
Right.
It's very true. It's it's an unfortunate truth that people try to kind of virtue signal after someone dies or kills themselves. Rip celebrity who died. I care about you all of a sudden. That's the record sales go up and stuff. I hate it. It does make me sick.
But even in real life, like
no, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, I'm not talking about just celebrities. Like someone you know who is terrible.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you still totally forget as soon as they die. You're like, oh.
Yeah.
You know, it's weird how the brain does that. So it's true that does happen. But she's annoyed at it because she's like, bullshit, you hated her and she hated you. Why are you talking all these nice things?
Right.
But it's pretty funny the way they do it. And then the hippie teacher. Well, first, the fucking teacher meeting. What? This is hilarious. They're smoking and the principal is just like, well, is it a cheerleader? Because I can get a half day off school if it's a cheerleader.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is this? But the hippie teacher is like, let's have a feelings assembly.
Yeah.
Like in Mean Girls.
Yep.
So I thought that was funny. And then later they
I see
actually
similarities.
Yeah.
I could see that.
I think that there was some inspiration there. But it seems like Winona is fine. She just killed her friend, or she aided and abetted. And she's fine. But
She
then
seems fine. Yeah,
there's
she's
the
not taking it.
there's the one point where she takes a shower with her clothes on. And I'm like, okay, maybe she's fucked up by this. But she
Yeah.
seems fine other than
She
that.
seems fine even during that.
Right.
She seems fine.
Fine. She looks 16 years old. So
We'll edit that out. Don't worry about it.
And then they pass around the suicide note. Like, okay, no, they don't do that in schools.
No, that would be, they wouldn't pass, the teachers wouldn't pass it around.
Here,
But
everybody read it and we'll just talk about our reactions.
That's exactly what people would do.
I guess if it was like a celebrity, yeah.
No, even if it was just a
I
kid
feel
at
like
school
how
and they
would you
wrote a
get
note,
that stuff? How would you even get it?
it'd be published in some
You think
some
so?
newspaper or something. If it was juicy enough, you know?
Yeah.
If it was some kid who just hung himself and there was no like interesting, that's why they're doing things like underlining certain lines in Moby Dick.
Yeah.
Because that makes it interesting. You know what I mean? He's
Right.
right. That whole perspective that this movie has is funny,
on the nose.
accurate, and a little dark
I
and twisted.
wonder, like, what event happened that sparked them to write this? You know? Like, I wonder if it was
Probably
a
just they
mainstream-
probably get fed up with how
Everything,
how the
all of
media
life.
handles stuff like that.
So then we get
get it.
to she meets Christian Slater's dad, that cringy ass scene.
Yeah, so we can skip that stupid fucking shit.
It's pretty bad. I
It's
get a
pointless
murder
also.
vibe. Yeah, it's pointless, and he's weirdly exercising while they're watching TV.
For like 2 minutes,
long.
and
Right.
then he walks away. And he's like, "Hey, Dad, you're gonna introduce your girlfriend to me?" I hated it. It was annoying.
Is this the part where he talks about his mom? Because it's pretty unnerving when he does.
Yeah, his dad blew his mom up in a.
Well, like, he's like, the last time I saw my mom, she was waving to me from a library window. Right, Dad? And he's like, right. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Later, it's revealed that she died in the building that the dad blew up or whatever, because he's a construction person. I don't know. Brunette Heather is my favorite.
Okay.
She's
this
funny.
one who kind of takes the place
She
after
takes
the
the
second one.
mantle. Yeah.
Yeah.
I also like, because I think in the funeral for Heather 1, that scene where they, like, the jocks attack those nerds, that's so funny. I miss that in movies. I love the jock versus geek dynamic.
Yeah, me too.
It's so charming.
And it was so much. It was just simpler times.
Simple.
Yeah.
Let's make America great again, you guys. So,
Bring bullying back to our schools.
bullying is good for you. When Christian is on the motorcycle and he, like, slowly rides by during the funeral, that scene totally reminded me of the bad boy in Superstar.
Yeah.
Remember? Is
I
that what
think
that's making fun of?
Probably.
It's
no.
so-
Even this movie might be making fun of that trope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny, and I feel like it's spot on. He has the same jacket. He has, like, a trench coat on.
You're right.
It just made me laugh.
It'd
And
be
then-
weird for Superstar to parody a parody, though.
Yeah. That's true. If this
know.
is a parody, is it? We
Well,
don't know.
I don't know. So then we we can skip ahead. I think I don't think anything.
It's not a very
major's
long
going
movie.
on. We get to the second murder.
Right.
The second murder.
So, for some reason, they decide to kill those two jocks. Do you remember why? I don't remember why. I feel like-
Because, well, she doesn't agree to kill him.
Oh, they go on that fake date.
Oh, that's
go on
right.
that double date,
They're
and then-
tipping cows over.
Yep.
Yeah.
The guy that
Hold on. What is the deal with that?
Well, it's in Ohio.
Okay, so
That's the answer.
climbing a tree is a million times better than watching a
I've
cow go
never
to sleep.
seen-
And then I don't. Is that seriously something that people will do?
I always
Or is
heard
it a
about
myth?
it, but
I
I mean,
hear about it.
I've never seen people or heard of people doing it.
Yeah, and
in
so
real life.
because cows, they don't make anything particular. They don't make a particularly funny noise.
It seems sad.
But it's barely sad. It's not like it really hurts the cow,
Plus,
does it?
I mean, I guess I could break a rib or something.
So that's fucking horrible. Yeah. They might as well be going around skinning squirrels.
Well, they eat them. I mean,
Ugh. I think cow tipping is a myth.
maybe. What I heard about more was like people finding mushrooms in the cow patties. That's what I heard about.
Yeah.
But I also think that cow tipping was like, you don't do that in high school.
When do you do that?
Like younger, you're like middle school maybe.
You have to be able to push
stupider.
over a cow.
You have a bunch of your friends though.
And then you have to sit there and wait for the cow to go to sleep.
Because I think the whole thing is that it's funny that the cow sleeps standing up or something.
Cows suck.
Cows are amaze. I love cowies.
They're boring.
Little babies. But I would never tip one over. I don't get it. Whatever. So either way, they're on that weird date where that happens.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
right. And they're trying to seek revenge because here we
he
go,
spread
some more
rumors.
fucking high school rapists.
Well, he didn't really do that. He just he passed out, so
And
she
he
left.
says the lyrics, "When I get that feeling, I need sexual healing."
Yeah.
Oh boy.
He's very drunk.
Yeah.
So
And that other girl in the
excuses his
background does
actions.
look like she's being raped.
Yeah, but she wanted to.
I
Like she
guess.
wanted to sleep with him.
She was asking for it.
She literally did though. Like she was wanting to sleep with him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It never addressed that, so I'm assuming it wasn't a rape, but it did look forceful.
Yeah.
I think what we're supposed to take away from that is that he's just terrible at fucking.
Yeah, I kind of hoped
Like
that's
he's
what
an
we're-
animal.
Yeah, I kind of hoped. But same thing. It's just
Because her friend was
it's
just
the
there.
same thing at that party that
I just wanna
that
get
Brett Kavanaugh
laid.
party. Yeah. It was
Brett
the same
Kavanaugh
thing.
was there,
Yeah,
actually.
he was out back over
I
there
saw
in the
him
background
with his
drinking
beer
beer.
hat.
Yeah.
Because he loves it. Where am I? Oh, but then he spreads rumors about her because he
That's right,
passed
that
out. So
they
that's why they get they
Put
want
two
revenge.
dicks in her mouth at the same time. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I heard a rumor in high school when I was in high school. Yeah, you know what? I'm not gonna get into it.
Yeah.
It's a little dirty. But people do that. That's very realistic, which sucks. But anyway, so they decided to get revenge. But he convinces her. That
I'm just saying, if you're
they're
going to come up with something, why not make it better?
well, because they are gay is the thing.
They are actually gay?
No, I don't know. But if they're touching dicks inside
That's
her
what
mouth,
I'm saying.
they're like,
Weak
"Hey, bro,
sauce.
let's get your dick out, and I'll put my dick in her mouth, and
Yeah.
you can also be in there, and
That's
that way
weak
we're
sauce.
touching dicks
So
too."
if it's a lie,
That'd be the
come up
worst
with a better-
blowjob ever.
Right. Come up with a better lie is my point. If you're going to lie. But whatever.
There's other things like the other hole.
What?
You know what I mean? There's a mouth and a bottom hole. Two bottom holes. Why
Which
do you
one?
have to both be? It doesn't matter which one. It doesn't have to be both in the mouth. You know
What
what
are
I
the
mean?
bottom holes?
What?
What are they?
I'm not gonna describe the bottom
No.
holes.
Wait a minute.
No, there's the front butt.
And
And then the back vagina.
Okay. That all makes sense now. Anyway, so they decide to make it look like a lover's quarrel. They pose them like they are gay. Christian Slater tells her that their bullets are
from WW2.
WW2 that will look like it breaks the skin, but actually only
And it's like a
tranquilize you.
tranquilizer. Why is she stupid?
Yeah, she's so smart.
But
There's so many contradictions.
they pack all these artifacts that make them look gay.
Yeah,
Like
which are
candy,
candy. There was a poster of like a man with six-pack abs
mineral water,
and mineral water.
and there was something else, but I forgot what it was.
They made a big deal of the mineral water.
Yeah.
And
That's why I
Winona
forgot
Ryder
what
was
the
like,
other thing
"Oh,
was.
come on, everybody drinks that. It's made strides." And he was like, "It's Ohio."
It's Ohio.
So then she lures them there. She gets them naked because she's like, "Ooh, we're gonna do what you said in real life." And then Christian Slater shoots one guy, and she tries
Right
to
in
shoot.
the neck.
Yeah, she tries to shoot the other guy, but she misses. She thinks they're fake, but then she realizes that guy is dead, and she's like, "It's the oops, these are real bullets. Look, why is she stupid?"
Why is she stupid?
The cops.
Hilarious.
So funny. The humanity. That's the second time that was said in this movie. There was a comment of it after Heather 1 died. Someone said it in the crowd, like just of everyone milling around. I noticed that. I thought that was interesting. It's definitely a joke.
Yeah.
They're making fun of people who are like, oh, poor babies are dead.
Absolutely. The cops were funny, and then they find the mineral water, and that answered all the questions they had.
There's no suspicion.
I thought that was pretty funny.
The cigarette burn thing.
Yeah.
What?
No.
What happened?
Impossible.
I'm
that's
sorry.
That's another thing that I was like, okay, so this isn't
real.
She
burns
she's
herself.
Hallucinating.
She burns herself with the cigarette lighter on purpose, it seems like.
For what reason?
She's
I don't know.
upset that they killed them.
So she pushes it in. It heats up in the car, and she takes a cigarette lighter and burns her own hand. And then Christian Slater takes her burnt skin and lights his cigarette from her palm.
It's like the stuff of nightmares. She's not worried about that behavior, by the way. She thinks that's fine. They don't talk about it. The way that he grabs it, it's like he's going to comfort the wound, but then he just sticks a cigarette in it.
Yeah. It's definitely intended for you to be...
It's very WTF.
Like that kind of bug me, because I'm like, it's not over the top enough. It makes me think that the director could just be stupid.
Maybe
no way.
Maybe it was the 80s.
Maybe it's just stylistic
during
enough.
The Satanic Panic and all that bull. I don't know. But then afterwards, she seems totally fine with murder.
Yeah.
Like she's not phased. And then they're buried in their football uniforms.
Hilarious.
In their helmets.
I laughed so hard when they have the red footballs.
Oh my god.
And the dad, I have the line, I love my, what does he say? My dead gay son.
Yeah. My son's gay, and I love my dead gay son.
Yeah, I like that line.
So when I said they were like that this movie was a Fall Out Boy song, what I meant by that were some one-liners that I put down in here. Let's see. Are we going to prom or to hell? Totally, right?
Yeah.
We scare people into not being assholes. I don't know, but I liked the one line. But then chaos is what killed the dinosaurs, darling. Totally. Our lawyers made us.
It's brutal.
I just have a note in here that says Jesus Christ, and I don't know what that's about now. But afterwards was talking about Christian Slater's mom's suicide, so it's probably related to
Maybe it was
dad.
about Christian Slater.
He's Slater. Christian slayed her.
Oh, I was saying because your note said Jesus Christ. Maybe it was about Christian.
Oh, shit. She's not afraid to break up with him. He shoots the radio, and she's like, "That's it, we're breaking up," which is hilarious.
That was over the line.
But like,
radio,
she's not worried.
That looks like a rock.
Why is it in cement?
Why?
It's a regular radio.
I hate
that he put
him.
cement over it.
God.
Anyway, he's a murderer, and she's not afraid to break up with him. Yeah. Something is
He's
wrong
a
there.
murderer who.
He
talks
shoots
like
the radio, and Winona's like, "Okay, goodbye. I'm done with this relationship."
And then she's now he's like, "Oh, you'll be back," and he's all shitty.
Yeah.
And he turns on her, and then he starts using the other girl.
Baiting Heather too, the brunette.
I totally started tuning out at this part.
Okay, so he basically is trying to get her to take the place of Heather 1. I don't know why. I don't know what the motivation
Why did that girl just walk into traffic?
Oh yeah, so she's actually sad, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, think about it. She does get bullied a lot that we see.
Well, she gets bullied once that we see.
In
a pretty
she's
mild
alone.
manner way.
But then she spills the Coke on her, and it's like, why live?
She spills the Coke on her by herself.
In the stadium.
If I was...
No one would know.
Tried to kill myself every time. That's what I'm saying. I that's a good day for me.
Just once?
Yeah.
There's not already
one
stains
spill
on this
alone?
Big Fun shirt?
Yeah. I love the Big Fun shirt.
So I did too, but then I was listening to them talk, and that's apparently the band, because there's this song in this movie.
That's teenagers, don't kill yourself.
Teenage suicide, don't do it.
Teenage
That's
suicide.
the popular
don't
song.
Do it.
And the band is Big Fun.
Yeah.
But it's this really large girl, and I thought it was so cute that she was wearing a shirt that said Big Fun. That's hilarious. I would totally wear that. If next time I'm pregnant, I'm gonna wear it.
I want one. I want one with a pre-made Coke stain on it.
Oh, well, you can make one yourself.
Yeah, every day.
So now Heather 2 is a mega bitch.
Yeah.
And then Christian
It has
Slater.
something to do with the bow.
Well, the bow was Heather 1's.
Okay, I don't care.
It's very like, I'm trying to equate it to Mean Girls. Like if Heather 1 was Regina and she kind of falls from grace in that movie. Who takes her place? Lindsay Lohan takes her place. And she starts like acting like her and dressing
I
like
get
her.
it.
So
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
kind of just passing the torch. But then Christian Slater starts interfering with Winona Ryder's life, like goes to talk to her parents and threaten, like a blanket threat. A threat.
Like a blanket
threatened. He threatened her through her parents. And that's when I said, is this a horror film? Because it definitely got
spooky.
dark and fast-paced at that point.
Where did he find a big fun shirt that small for a Barbie?
Oh, he shrank the one that the fat girl was wearing with his shrink ray gun.
Oh my god. Why would he start
It's
with the
possible in
biggest
this world.
Why would he start with the biggest shirt?
Maybe because wasn't the petition about that band in some way?
That was
I don't understand
one of
anything about the petition.
Okay, so the petition thing, he got everybody to sign a fake suicide note. And
That's
the
right.
reason they thought they were signing different petitions because he kept putting stickers over the actual
Okay,
point.
so but did it have anything to do with that band?
They were
Like they
getting
were
that
trying to
band to
get
come play prom.
Okay,
Yeah, big
okay.
fun.
Big fun. Sounds like it would be big fun.
Biggest fun.
The biggest, the largest, huge fun. So in this weird,
Also, one more thing.
sure,
Walking into traffic is
best way
probably,
to kill yourself.
It's probably never gonna work.
People started honking as soon as she stepped into the road.
Yeah, it's not, and it's also not like she's hard to miss.
She's basically
In
the
the
size
road.
of a truck.
Her nickname is Dump Truck.
Oh my god. It's really awful, and she's so beaten down. And I wanted to, because you've talked about this before, how terrible is it to be cast for a part
Yeah,
like this, where they're
I
like,
can't help but think about that. Whenever someone is like ugly
yeah,
in
like
the movie, that's
so
the joke.
viciously ugly.
God,
Or they're
And
like,
it-
we
it
need a
kills me.
really, really, really fat, gross
We need a
looking
fucking
girl.
pig.
Yeah, the worst. Okay, open casting call, and people
Yeah.
are like, "Well, that's me.
Yeah.
I want to make it."
yeah,
I'm an
that would be
actress.
the like role you try out for, and then you go home and feel great about yourself when you don't get the job.
Right. I'm so sorry, ma'am. You weren't fat enough.
So you're not pig enough.
Oh God. So
Go home and eat a
she's
couple
very
fucking cupcakes. You
It's-
fucking normal sized bitch.
savage.
Yeah.
It's what does she say at some point? She says, "So that thing in the calf, that was pretty severe." I really liked that line. I was like, I'm gonna start saying severe more. I don't say that word enough.
Okay.
Ryan, that was really severe.
I'm gonna start.
Very
saying,
dramatic.
That is very.
So very.
So very.
I'll meet you in the calf, and I'll mean kitchen.
Yeah. And I'm gonna go eat some BQ chips.
What I do like about their like vernacular, I think it's really cute that they shorten everything, but we do that anyway.
Yeah, they shorten everything by like. There's no reason to shorten BBQ.
Yeah, I don't really get that one.
It pissed me off.
And then I tried to read it when she grabbed it, but it didn't say
I'm pretty. It has
if
to
it was
be.
barbecue. But
Yeah.
it was browner, like it was spiced, like with barbecue spices.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
That nobody cares about that.
I do.
So, and then in the next, like, there's this dream sequence, and they break into Heather 2's house, and I'm like, how come nobody ever hears them break into their
Yeah,
house?
that bugged me too.
Where are their parents?
Yeah.
But everything is blue, so it's pretty clear that it's a dream.
And they're all wearing 3D glasses.
And he's like, nag, nag, nag.
No,
Remember?
wait.
Yeah, that's all part of the same
Oh, okay.
thing. So, like, in this dream sequence, they go to kill Heather 2, or at least Christian Slater
But
does.
see, the dream isn't that far off.
It's not, because they would
From
have
the-
done that,
from-
and he's losing it.
And it's not that far off from the rest of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it is blue, it has a blue hue, and the guy's wearing sunglasses. He just lit a cigarette off of the palm of her hand.
In regular daylight, in the school parking lot.
They have cartoon bombs in this movie.
Yeah.
Like bombs that fucking the Roadrunner would
Yep.
like avoid.
Like sticks of dynamite.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
who has
Acme
that?
shit.
Acme Incorporated
Yeah.
made this bomb. It's a weird funeral. Like, is it 3D glasses?
The 3D glasses, that's all part of the dream, though.
So yes, he makes a giant suicide pact. I have that now. How does this movie hold up? He has the trench coat and everything, like with all the school shootings and stuff. Mm-hmm. Do you think they could come out with this movie now?
Absolutely not.
Because of that, or because of all the fag talk? Because they say that word
all of the
time.
Combine. All of the
Columbine. Jesus.
Sorry, not all of the.
Straight to it.
Yeah, no, they couldn't because all of those combined. They couldn't make this movie.
We're very insensitive.
We are, I guess.
And the makers of this film.
Yep.
This is probably why Columbine happened. They were like, oh, they're normalizing it.
Because of Heathers?
Yeah. It was normalized.
Well, so Marilyn Manson, you're off the hook.
Yeah. It's all very... Yeah, so he's in the boiler room trying to get the bomb to, like, be set up and timed correctly, I guess?
I was so, like...
Is he a genius?
I was so fucking... Honestly, by this point, I'm fed up.
He needs to go.
I'm annoyed because, like, stupid little things just keep pissing me off, and I'm going back and forth. It's working me too hard, this movie. Mm-hmm. But god damn it. She fights him off. They're having this big fight. Mm-hmm. I'm like, just shoot him. You don't need to walk up to him. It's a gun. The whole point of it is the bullet leaves where you are and travels to where they are.
They can be farther away from you.
Yeah.
I noticed that
always bugs
too
me.
when he was chasing the other football player in the woods.
Yeah, just shoot
I'm
him.
like, he's just in front of you. Just shoot him.
Yeah, somehow they ran into it in a circle, by the way.
Yeah, he
like,
ended up
looped
back
around.
Okay.
Yeah, bugged me.
Good job running there.
Yeah, good job running there.
Her gun is humongous.
Yeah.
It's like bigger than her arm.
Yeah.
That
like
barrel,
that.
what kind of gun is that?
It's like a dirty,
It's like
hairy
a
special.
sheriff's gun.
Mm-hmm.
It's very
like a
bizarre.
sheriff's gun. But so then we get to the fight. Seemingly,
the final
she
boss
wins.
fight.
They look fucked up. She shoots his middle finger off.
That's pretty
and
great.
It's like awesome.
It's great. And then she shoots him in the stomach.
Mm-hmm, and you're like, okay, it
That's
wins.
a kill
And
hit.
she deactivates the bombs because he accidentally stabs the wire.
And they happen to be the right
Stops it at 4
right
seconds.
wire. Yeah.
So
4 seconds to spare.
And then she walks out and she looks like shit.
She looks like she walked out of a
she
smoke show.
She peeks into the gymnasium and the rally is still going on. And she has a nice little smirk and walks out the door. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'm not into it.
You thought this was the ending?
Yeah, and I was like, this movie sucks. But then
He comes out.
Christian Slater comes out.
Like right after her.
Yeah. And they both look like total shit.
Yeah.
They've been through hell.
Yep.
And he has a suicide bomb vest strapped to
Surprise!
him. And he says, like,
Pretend they blew up all of the schools, okay?
So does he at this point think that he is going to be a big enough explosion to blow up the school still?
I think he thought he was going to be a big enough explosion to kill him and her.
He definitely thought she was going to die. But
Yeah.
I wonder if he thought it was going to impact the school at all.
I don't think so.
So he was going to blow up the school with him in it and also have another bomb go off just for good measure.
It was a backup plan. Maybe
Whatever.
I thought for some reason I thought he grabbed those bombs, strapped them to him.
I did too at first.
Then followed her out.
And then there was that weird second where the kitchen timer started going off. And he
The
looked
kitchen
down.
timer.
He looked down at his bomb that was strapped to him because the alarm was going off, and he just like hit it, and then it started working again.
Because it stopped.
And I was like,
The timer stopped.
and she smirked,
The
and I was like,
kitchen timer. Why'd you call it a kitchen
because
timer?
it went dee 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 dee,
Oh, okay.
like sounded like a timer.
It was just malfunctioning.
I guess so. And then she like kind of giggled, and I was like, what? Why is this in this part of the movie?
Well, I'll tell you why. Because it's the most redeeming part. I was so fed up. I was like so annoyed. But then they're sitting there, and the fact the bomb malfunctioned, I loved. I thought that was hilarious.
Okay.
And
That was weird.
I loved it. Because shit like that, of course it would happen sometimes. It never happens.
I guess for me, it made it seem like, oh, he's not as smart as he thinks. He can't even make a bomb.
Maybe.
But they don't have YouTube, so because it's 88.
Yeah, but so he asks her what seems like a hypothetical stupid polling question. Mm-hmm. And all she does is
because the question's important.
the question. Yeah, what is the question?
It's what are you gonna do right before you die? Because he's like gonna kill them.
Yeah.
So he's like, what?
So what she does is just pulls a cigarette out, puts it in her mouth, and
just
waits.
like smirks.
Doesn't back up. Doesn't do
She's
anything.
not scared.
Not scared. And he fucking explodes.
And then
I thought she was gonna die, kind of. I was like, okay.
That would have been a good ending, too.
Yeah, that would have been cool. But even cooler is it cuts back after it shows the school. Everybody in the school hears the bomb. It cuts back to Winona Ryder, and she is totally black in the face.
With soot.
Like an Acme bomb went off.
Yep.
Honestly.
It's pretty
and
comical.
her cigarette is burnt all the way to the bottom.
But she still smokes it a little
She's
bit.
still
She
smoking
inhales
it.
it a little bit, and then
Yeah.
she walks in and takes the bow away from Heather too.
Yep.
And she's like, "There's a new sheriff in town,
And then she runs into our girl, dump truck herself,
McFatty Fatterson." Sweet big fun.
Fatty Patterson. Yeah.
And she is gonna be her friend. She's like, "Let's go see movies
And
instead of
that's
going
how
to
it
the
ends.
prom." And then there's the credits.
I was
Bizarre.
like, I loved the ending,
It was very redeeming. It was wholesome.
but it was wacky enough for me to be like, okay, it's wacky. It's not
This whole
grounded
movie
in
is
reality.
just so bizarre. It's so weird. Like in with one of the funeral scenes for the football players,
Mm-hmm.
they were like cutting up in the middle of the funeral, and then she looked over at the little sister of
And
one
she
of
was
the
crying.
and she was crying, and then she felt bad, and I'm like, what do you think you're doing here? Like
Right.
I feel like she was disassociated from reality.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like she was on a different level. She
Yeah.
was so entranced by him.
I don't think if it wasn't for the fact that that other girl started interacting with him, I would love this. I would like this movie so much more if it was like a conspiracy theory about maybe she's hallucinating him. Like if it was like a fan theory, I mean, of
Yeah,
she was
yeah.
hallucinating him through the whole movie.
And she was just the murderer.
I would love that.
That'd be
so
pretty
much
good.
more,
Yeah,
right?
that'd be a lot smarter.
Yeah, but whatever. All right, so final verdict time. You go first.
You go first. You're the one who hasn't seen it.
Okay. Does it live up to the hype? I say no,
Okay.
but I enjoyed it.
Okay.
I say watch it while you can, while it's on Netflix, on like a rainy day. Mm-hmm. But if you have the option to just kind of have someone explain it to you, I think you could probably let them know the whole vibe of the movie. I didn't get anything out of it really. It didn't there was nothing groundbreaking to me. The one-liners are pretty funny. Mm-hmm. The most interesting part of the movie is also the most irritating part of the movie to me.
The character.
The Christian Slater,
Sorry.
the character,
Bump the mic.
and you can't not do it. We're so close.
Part of it.
What was I saying?
The most interesting is also the worst.
I'm saying the world, like the way the lack of consistency and.
Yeah.
But that's also the strongest part of the movie. That's what gives it its own vibe.
Flair.
Anyway, so that's where I
Okay,
stand.
cool.
I say it's fine.
It's fine. You didn't hate it then?
I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it.
Yeah. So I realized about halfway through, because I was the one that was like, no, we gotta watch Heather's. Like, you've never seen that? You gotta watch it. Because I felt like it was culturally relevant. I felt like there's a lot of references to different things in that movie. I can't really think of one, but I just feel like it's a good movie to have seen.
Yeah.
Halfway through, though, I was like, why did I suggest this? I felt like I was afraid that you were hating the whole experience. I'm glad that you weren't. Because it's not super chicky or anything. Not really. Kind of, but in like a making fun of itself kind of way, which is kind of fun. I don't think you need to see it. I feel like it's all right. If we had like a rating system, maybe we should incorporate a rating system. Like
Okay.
5 stars. Like how many stars would you give it?
Let's do 10 tubs of
Okay.
popcorn.
All right. Tim Heinecker.
Yeah, but yeah, you're right. He does have tubs of popcorn. Let's do sodas.
He also has sodas.
Well, fuck.
Well, yeah, those are the only 2 things that there can be. How about
Tomatoes.
are you serious? What if they're rotten? Then maybe.
Yeah.
Let's do Sour Patch Kids.
Okay.
So 10 Sour Patch Kids is the perfect movie
Okay.
that we highly recommend. I would say it's like 6. It's definitely better than 5. It's better than average. It's a funny
Totally.
movie. It's just not. It's not Scarface.
I would give it 6 Sour Patch Kids also, but 3 of the Sour Patch Kids have been pre-sucked.
Oh my god.
All of the sours.
That's
been,
negative. That's like negative Sour Patch Kids.
It's
That's
you know
so
what? The
repulsive.
fact, you know what? Yeah, it's Sour Patch Kid is actually the perfect thing to rate this on because it is sour and then it's
Sweet.
It's very both. It's back and forth. So 6 Sour Patch Kids.
Okay, 6 Sour Patch Kids is good. That's what I think too. I mean, you guys, you don't need to see this movie. If you have seen it, I don't know, tell us what you think, because it's funny. Like, I was such an advocate and I loved this movie because I had last seen it in high school. Now having seen it, I'm kind of like, I don't think it lives up to the hype.
But I'm a jaded little bitch.
That's true, and me too. So
I don't know if I'm gonna like anything. I can't believe I liked Scarface.
How can you not like Scarface?
That was good.
You know what? We're not going to talk about Scarface anymore. That podcast lasted so long.
Yeah. True that. All right.
How would you rate this one? Last one was a B-. What do you think about this
podcast episode? Yeah. Probably. I don't think we're.
We're
I
not
think
improving.
we're gonna stay at a B-. Nice solid B-.
It's not getting better, guys.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it's not getting worse. But thanks for listening.
That's all, folks.
That's all, folks.
You want to say anything, Bill? Dude, that was brutal.
Get me out of here.